As black people, you know, we with Trump.
Yeah, I fuck with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him.
Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
I'm a Democrat too, but okay, we Trump.
We need Trump back in office right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I with Trump, to be honest with you, bro, for real, Trump really did this shit. And I like him because he's about money. It wasn't about no politics. He wanted to make America great again. Through Trump.
That boy Trump be making sure to get their bread. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Trump for life. Trump for life. I ain't gonna lie.
Why is it that we're so committed to this party, to this one party based upon our race, as if they're just like the saviors of black people? What's good, family? Welcome to the Pretty Realist Podcast. It's the FemC, that's me, Shannon Nicole. Now let's get into this video. We all know that it's just been a crazy ride with this Donald Trump situation. The media has been dragging him for filth left and right. He just recently dropped the mugshot that pretty much broke the internet. And we just all kind of are in this mindset right now, like what is really going on with this case? Is Donald Trump going to be president? I think my biggest question is, are we taught to hate Donald Trump? Like, why are we taught to hate Republicans in the first place? Why is it that black people even vote Democrat? I mean, is it because we are being told this by our grandparents and our parents? Is it a generational thing? Do we really truly believe in their policies, and have their policies even, helped us in any kind of way? I just don't really understand what the whole thing is with Donald Trump, because it's really weird that black people don't like Donald Trump like that, when before he became president, we were putting him in our music. We were talking about him as if he was our homie.
So I got to put this video on Front Street because I'm so tired of people pushing the narrative that Trump was a racist. Stop it. He only became a racist, quote unquote, when he ran as a Republican. Before then, look at this. Look at this. Everybody black. As a matter of fact, I think he got an award from Jesse Jackson. Was great friends with Mike Tyson. Oprah Winfrey. Look at this.
But then when he became president, it's like Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Middle finger to Donald Trump. He's racist. He's this. He's that.
Say it louder. I need to hear you.
I just figured that I would get some feedback from my peers to see what it is that they hate about Donald Trump. And I posted this on my page, and crickets. Nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. Nobody commented. Nobody said anything. The weird thing is that when I posted a video of Sexy Red, probably a couple of seconds after that, everybody commented on that. So why do black people hate him? We never get an answer. I never get an answer. And it's just really odd to me. It's strange. But do we really know the history of Democrats? Have we actually really been taught this when we was in school? Did our grandparents tell us this? Why is it that we're so committed to this party, to this one party based upon our race, as if they're just like the saviors of black people? Why is it that we only veer towards the Democrat Party? Why don't we actually look at the policies of other parties before we just make a decision when we go to the voting polls?
He's not lying. Listen to this.
They have black people don't even know that every civil rights legislation in this country was given to us, authored and supported by Republicans and not Democrats. Even up until the 90s. Even up until the 90s. So nah, homie, they say, well, the party switched. No, they didn't. Why do you think one gives you all the government assistance?
Keep you dependent.
To keep you reliable.
Because one of them is a slave master taking care of their slaves. Which one is that? The Democratic Party.
You got to do your research, bro.
So today I wanted to do a reaction video. Never done a reaction video before. Pray for me. Came across this video. Actually was strange. Is as I was researching information about the Democrat Party. It was an article. More so, it looked as if it was a report from a college student, and it ended up being a report from a college professor. And I read it in all its entirety in complete awe, because this was information that I had never heard of. I was never taught about. I wanted you all to pay attention to what this sister is talking about. It is a black lady speaking. Too far into it, I really want you all to watch the video, pay attention to it. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will really love your feedback. We're just gonna go ahead and get into this video.
You think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party comes to mind? The Republicans or the Democrats? Most people would probably say the Democrats, but this answer is incorrect. Since its founding in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every major civil rights initiative and has a long history of discrimination. The Democratic Party defended slavery, started the Civil War, opposed Reconstruction, founded the Ku Klux Klan, imposed segregation, perpetrated lynchings, and fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and 1960s. In contrast, the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an anti-slavery party.
That's just all I gotta say. We didn't question that. We didn't question that as black people. I'm shocked that we didn't. But when she said that, it took me back to that moment when I heard about this.
For a lot of us, he was a friend, and he was a mentor, and he was a guide.
Party. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. This effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court in the 1857 case Dred Scott versus Sandford. The court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they're property. The 7 justices who voted in favor of slavery, all Democrats. The 2 justices who dissented, both Republicans. The slavery question was, of course, ultimately resolved by a bloody civil war. The commander-in-chief during that war was the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, the man who freed the slaves. 6 days after the Confederate Army surrendered, John Wilkes Booth, a Democrat, assassinated President Lincoln. Lincoln's vice president, a Democrat named Andrew Johnson, assumed the presidency. But Johnson adamantly opposed Lincoln's plan to integrate the newly freed slaves into the South's economic and social order. Johnson and the Democratic Party were unified in their opposition to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which gave blacks citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, which gave blacks the vote. All 3 passed only because of universal Republican support. During the era of Reconstruction, federal troops stationed in the South helped secure rights for the newly freed slaves. Hundreds of black men were elected to Southern state legislatures as Republicans, and 22 black Republicans served in the U.S. Congress by 1900. The Democrats did not elect a black man to Congress until 1935. But after Reconstruction ended, when the federal troops went home, Democrats roared back into power in the South. They quickly reestablished white supremacy across the region with measures like black codes, laws that restricted the ability of blacks to own property and run businesses, and they imposed poll taxes and literacy tests used to subvert black citizens' right to vote. And how was all of this enforced? By terror, much of it instigated by the Ku Klux Klan, founded by a Democrat, Nathan Bedford Forrest. As historian Eric Foner, himself a Democrat, notes, in effect, the Klan was a military force serving the interests of the Democratic Party. President Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, shared many views with the Klan. He resegregated many federal agencies and even screened the first movie ever played at the White House, the racist film, The Birth of a Nation, originally entitled The the Klansmen. A few decades later, the only serious congressional opposition to the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from Democrats. 80% of Republicans in Congress supported the bill, less than 70% of Democrats did. Democratic senators filibustered the bill for 75 days until Republicans mustered the few extra votes needed to break the logjam. And when all of their efforts to enslave blacks, keep them enslaved, and then keep them from voting had failed, the Democrats came up with a new strategy. If black people are going to vote, they might as well vote for Democrats, as President Lyndon Johnson was purported to have said about the Civil Rights Act. I'll have them voting Democrat for 200 years. So now, the Democratic Party prospers on the votes of the very people it has spent much of its history oppressing. Democrats falsely claim that the Republican Party is the villain, when in reality, it's the failed policies of the Democratic Party that have kept blacks down. Massive government welfare has decimated the black family. Opposition to school choice has kept them trapped in failing schools. Politically correct policing has left black neighborhoods defenseless against violent crime. So when you think about racial equality and civil rights, which political party should come to mind? I'm Carol Swain, professor of political science and law at Vanderbilt University for Prager University.
Yeah, that was heavy on the track. So basically what I'm getting from this is that black folks became Democrats because Democrats was helping them out, providing government assistance, helping them get jobs, helping them with housing. But at the same time, it was all a political game for them. It had nothing to do with their humanitarian efforts. It had nothing to do with them wanting to see us better ourselves, because as you could see, they were not for us even being free. And they just wanted to gain political power. And of course, they knew at that time, if it wasn't the white people that was voting, the blacks definitely held the cards for a political party reigning. I also used to vote Democrat. Bill Clinton, I was only 18 when he was in office, but he was the first black president, according to what everybody was saying, just because this nigga got his dick sucked and played the saxophone. He was the first black president, but okay. He didn't know nothing about all the other stuff that was going on when Bill Clinton was president, because we didn't have the internet.
1994 crime bill that was signed by Bill Clinton and co-authored by our now president Joe Biden. It incarcerated more people across the country than any other time, right? It perpetuated the 3 strikes you're out. We had guys who stole a slice of pizza, 3rd strike, he gets 25 to life. We're looking at cases now where guys took $200, he's been in jail for 20 years. Some guys sentenced 70 years for armed robbery, right? All of these things come under the 1994 crime.
Never mind the fact that he cheated on his wife and lied about it. It was just the fact that he got some head, whatever, misguided. We didn't know no better. And after him, we had Bush. And then, we didn't really get another Democrat in the office until Obama came. And Obama was like a ray of sunshine to us because we had never seen a black president. Even, in this lifetime, it's a blessing to know that that's a possible thing. But at the same time, we could honestly say that, did we really reap any benefits with him being in office? The first 4 years, yeah, it was cool. Obama even looked different the first 4 years. If you see, he came in office, Obama was a totally different person. He looked totally different. By the end of that 4-year term, he came for another 4. Obama was grayed out. He was a silver fox. Homie looked stressed, wore out. And it could have been because he knew something that we didn't know. We also don't think about the fact that majority of the high-profile cases where black people were killed by cops happened while he was in office. Every high-profile black case, from Michael Brown all the way on up to Tamar Rice and everybody else who was pretty much up there as far as high profile, and everybody was talking about, and Black Lives Matter was out there making it do what it do out there in them streets and getting everybody to rally behind their movement. All that happened while Obama was in office. But let me tell you something. The thing is that, like, it was like when Trump came in office, we were scared. You know what I mean? Like, they put so much fear in our hearts for when Trump got in office, because it really ain't even no reason as to know why. Because, like, black people always respected Trump.
So I got to put this video on Front Street because I'm so tired of people pushing the narrative that Trump was a racist. Stop it. He only became a racist, quote unquote, when he ran as a Republican. Before then, look at this. Look at this. Everybody black. As a matter of fact, I think he got an award from Jesse Jackson. Was great friends with Mike Tyson. Oprah Winfrey. Look at this. It's all a lie. Make sure you guys share this video because America needs to see this. And mainstream media isn't going to show them this. So make sure you guys share this. It's the arrow button. Click the arrow button, copy and paste it, send it to your friends, DM it, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, I don't care. Share this video. Look what Joe said.
We used to rap about him in our music. We used to see him on TV, The Apprentice, and see him in, all kinds of commercials. Even in my hometown, he had a casino out there, that was giving people jobs. People of color, black and Hispanic, were working up there at the Trump boat. So it was just kind of odd to me that once he got in office, now it's like, okay, well, he's a racist. So I did a little digging and wanted to see what I could come up with. And honestly, the examples that were given to me were nowhere near as crazy as the stuff that Joe Biden has said and done when it comes to people of color. I want to go ahead and play y'all this video real quick, because I really wanted to know. I was like, can I find something on him to see, if he was racist at all?
I'm a squatter in Donald Trump's building, Trump Tower, in New York City. As you can see, I'm in my pajamas. There's Central Park right there. And that tall building is the Essex House on Central Park West, near 59th Street. I came in here about 9 years ago and snuck in the building and just started occupying one of the empty rooms in here. By the time our housekeeper noticed I was here the next day, she called the manager and they called the New York City police. Who came up here and told me I had to leave or I would be arrested. When I told them I would not go, they contacted Mr. Trump over the phone, and he came down here. Instead of him evicting me off the property, he said that I can stay. And it's been 8 years I've been here. Not only did he not evict me off the property, he makes sure that I get 3 meals a day by room service, and that I get a delivery of fresh flowers every week. So you people, not a bad guy at all.
Trump sending this lady fresh flowers every week. Some of us can't even get a call back. And he never asked this lady for a dime. I thought it was just a dope story to share because it was in response to somebody commenting saying that he ain't for us, man. Y'all got to wake up. I had no issue with Donald Trump. Never. I never had an issue with him. I never seen a reason as to why black people didn't like him. I still don't know. And I really think it has a lot to do with media manipulation, because let's be honest, like, Biden ain't for us. Do you see what's going on around us right now? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care who you vote for next year. Don't vote for him. Don't put him back in office. I'd rather see Kanye West in office before I see Joe Biden in office again. And I mean that. We have so many things that we need to handle in order to get our economy back in order after we had that pandemic. And then on top of that, we're supposed to have a whole nother pandemic that's supposed to come this way. Like, we don't really need no more close downs of the country. We don't. We can't afford it. We can't afford for businesses to close down again for months. We got all these natural disasters that's happening, you know, in Hawaii. We got a hurricane that's going on right now in Florida. And then there's so many people right now who are literally robbing Peter to pay Paul just so they could pay their bills, so they could put food on their table. Everybody don't have food stamps. Everybody don't have Section 8. A lot of us are out here working and doing the best that we can with what we have, and that ain't much. Then so many people are going to work and are recognizing that they're strangers in their own country, because there's so many undocumented people over here that are getting benefits before Americans do. Come on now. Y'all got to see that there's a problem with that. You got to see that there's a problem that people who may have felonies or some type of anything that has to do with a criminal record can't even get jobs when they've probably been out of jail or been out of prison for years and still having issues with getting jobs. People could just come over here whenever they want just because they are trying to escape whatever they had going on in their own country to get benefits before we can. They're handing them out to them with no problem. All they got to do is apply for them and they're going to get them. 50 million Americans of the adult population with some type of criminal record, and more than 19 million Americans with felons. 6,270,000 felons are black in America. That's out of 19 million. But there are 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, they can't vote. They ain't got no rights to vote. They not American citizens. I thought so too. But in certain parts of this country, they are allowing them to vote. So you don't think that maybe these immigrants that are coming in here under the policies of Democrats, that there's not a reason for that? Because in my mind, and maybe I'm kind of throwing it out there a little far, what if they're bringing them over here so they could pretty much replace the 6,270,000 felons that can't vote? You think they're going to vote Republican? No, they're not. That happened with black people when it came to the New Deal, when it came to the Civil Rights era, when it came to them telling them that they were going to help them out. Is going to happen to these same immigrants, and they're going to come over here and they're going to comply with everything that they want from them because they're giving them handouts. They're doing the same thing that they did to black people. And they're not coming over here getting busser jobs. They're not doing any bullshit jobs. Like, they're getting decent jobs as laborers. They're getting decent jobs as construction workers, doing telephone jobs, speaking bilingual. They're also getting housing, food stamps. They don't even have to wait. They just get them. Licenses. Is that like it's time for us to start voting based upon what a person could do for our country and less about what their skin complexion is and what our grandparents and our parents voted? Their time is over with. The times that they voted, there was a tighter community when it comes to black people. Was a community. We don't really have too many communities that are completely black and safe anymore. Turmoil in a lot of black cities. Look at Chicago right now. Look at St. Louis. These are black cities, and they're hurting right now. Bad shape. And these are blue. They're blue states. I think St. Louis is a blue state. I'm not sure. I know Chicago is. But this is what we voted for, right? So you got to ask yourself, why do you hate Donald Trump? I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of handouts. I'm ready for a hand up. It's really time to do something different. Like I mean that. I mean that. Like, because we could sit here all day long and talk about Trump's red flags, but y'all let a lot of Joe Biden's red flags just go.
And you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
How y'all let him get away with that?
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
How y'all let him get away with that? I'm curious. Cause I'm baffled as to how we let him get away with that. All I'm saying is that, like, it's just time for us to start being more diligent and careful about how we vote next time. Like, we need to be very careful, because, like, our country right now is in the shits. It is. It's not looking good for us. And the thing about it is that, like, our president doesn't really care, because he's too busy sending millions to billions of dollars overseas to other countries. Billions of dollars he sent over to Ukraine. But, yeah, I don't like him. I really don't. And honestly, I don't have a problem with Democrats at all. Like I said, I was a Democrat for a long time. I started realizing that, like, they really ain't helping us with shit. Till I started realizing that I don't like the way that they're running this country right now. I don't like all of these people coming over here, and we don't know what they did in their other countries, but we're just giving them all of these rights over Americans who paid their debts to society. I don't like that. I don't like how they're trying to control these schools and try to take certain things out of books and certain books out because you don't want kids to read certain stuff, but then you're okay with a drag queen reading a children's book to them. I don't know about y'all, but I'm used to seeing drag queens in the club at night. I'm used to seeing them reading books to children at school. All I'm saying is that, like, however y'all vote this next time, man, y'all make sure that y'all do it the right way. Don't vote Democrat just because your parents did it. Do it with purpose. Who's to say that there won't be another, Democrat that has better policies that may actually do something? Who's to say? But for right now, I can't do with Democrat. Y'all keep that on that. Because if you really want to know the truth, I feel like we all have the ability to create our own party. Many people, I think you need like a couple hundred to start creating a new party. Maybe we need to focus on doing that, because what's the point of constantly beating a dead horse? Just saying. That's all I got to say about that. It was just so crazy, because it's like when they put that mugshot up, they really thought that it was going to, like, make black people feel some type of way. It really just kind of just made people like them even more, because now they like, oh shit, I got felonies, I can relate.
Yeah, the takeover is a movement worldwide. They finna bring Donald Trump in, y'all see? Y'all see? Deep, bro. They deep, bro. Gonna bring that boy Trump. Gonna bring that boy Trump. Y'all see it, man. Which one are you in, though? Donald Trump. Talking about they got everybody. Look at that truck, though. Damn. That shit, y'all. Yeah, he gone. Y'all see him.
Well, I guess the rabbit got the gun. Now let's see which way he shoot. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next week. Definitely. Let me know how y'all feel about this next presidential election. What are some things that you want to be put to the forefront when it comes to the rights of American citizens? What changes do you all want to see implemented? I've went over a few of mine. I would love to hear yours. Definitely leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and click that thumbs up. Make sure you all follow me on TikTok, Pretty Realist. You can also like the fan page on Facebook. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Only receive the message. If it's for you, take it. If it's not, leave it and let somebody else receive it. All right? I'm gone. Peace.